The first time I truly understood my family didn't value me, I was standing in the living room of our modest home, clutching the acceptance letter to my dream MBA program. My hands shook with excitement, but my father's words cut through the air like a blade. "We can't help you with that, Lucy. You should have thought about how you'd pay for it before applying." It wasn't just the lack of financial support that hurt, it was their indifference. Across the room, my younger sister Emily sat on the couch, scrolling through her phone. Emily, the golden child, had recently graduated from an Ivy League university, fully funded by my parents. They co signed her student loans, paid for her textbooks, and even covered her off campus apartment. For me, their eldest, not even an offer to help. "You'll figure it out," my mother added, her tone final, though not unkind. And I did. Aunt Margaret, my estranged aunt and my mother's sister, stepped in where my parents wouldn't. She co-signed my loans, gave me a place to stay during my first year, and even covered my first semester's textbooks. Her unwavering support felt like a lifeline, something I hadn't realized I desperately needed. Meanwhile, Emily thrived. She joined the family's real estate business, quickly becoming the shining star of their efforts. At every family gathering, the conversation revolved around Emily, her achievements, her deals, her bright future leading the company. I became invisible, a shadow in my own family. The ultimate betrayal came 2 years later. By then, I had graduated, landed a prestigious consulting job, and was building a life I could be proud of. Out of nowhere, Emily accused me of stealing confidential information from the family business to benefit my employer. She even fabricated emails to back her claims. My parents believed her without hesitation. "How could you betray us like this?" my father demanded, his voice shaking with anger. "I didn't," I protested. "I don't even work in real estate." But they wouldn't listen. They accused me of treachery and kicked me out of the house. The worst part wasn't losing my home. It was realizing they had been waiting for a reason to cut me out. For 3 years, I had no contact with them. Aunt Margaret became my rock, celebrating my milestones and introducing me to people who became my chosen family. I thrived in my career, eventually starting my own consulting firm. Life was better than good. It was free. Then one day, Emily showed up at my office. She looked different. Defeated, desperate. "Lucy," she said, her voice trembling, "I need your help." The family business was on the brink of collapse due to bad investments and mismanagement. My parents had sunk everything into saving it, but it wasn't enough. Emily wanted my expertise to save the company. "I'm sorry," I said, my voice steady. "I can't help you." Her eyes filled with tears. "Please, Lucy, this is our family's legacy. If it goes under, Mom and Dad will lose everything." I wanted to feel pity or sympathy. Instead, all I felt was cold detachment. "You should have thought about that before burning every bridge," I replied. A week later, my parents came to me, humbled and pleading. They revealed their desperation. They'd engaged in illegal activities to keep the business afloat. If it failed, they'd face not just financial ruin, but also prison. I reported them. It was the hardest decision I've ever made, but I couldn't compromise my integrity for people who had discarded me. The business folded, and my parents faced the consequences of their actions. Emily's reputation was destroyed. I didn't feel victorious, just relieved. Relieved that I had drawn the line. Relieved to no longer carry the burden of their expectations and scorn. Today, I'm thriving. My firm is expanding, and my life is full of love, respect, and support. Aunt Margaret remains my greatest cheerleader, and my chosen family values me for who I am. As for my biological family, I wish them well from a distance. Sometimes, the best way to love someone is to let them go.